So I'm trying the chin mount thing, and one of the things with the chin mount is now that it's not on my chest all the time, I can just whip my helmet off, turn it around, and talk to the camera like everybody else on YouTube. But since I'm not very interesting to talk to, let's let the chickens out. Come on. I didn't necessarily get it for any specific reason. I thought it might be a good idea for the crash to not be wearing a chesty or whatever. And I just saw the website that sells them, especially, I didn't like the idea of mounting it, but I saw the custom website that custom 3D prints them so they fit really well for, you know, any helmet, my helmet. And this one is pretty good. The only issue with it is the slotting for the official GoPro mount. I don't know if they've like changed it recently because mine's older, the 8, but the slotting is a little bit longer than you'd want, like a millimeter or two. And because of that, your little C-clip thing, whatever, your pinch clip that mounts in, doesn't extend back all the way out. So if you have this one with the rubber, oh, let me hold it between my legs, with the rubber bit that takes up the extra space, it can't go back in now that the clip is not extended back out. It's just pinched in still, and there's no way to force that rubber back in. Luckily it's not like a big deal. I don't think that affects anything, but considering it's 3D printed, you know, he could easily shorten the overall height of it by a millimeter or two, so that when you slot that in. But I'm not sure if the new mounts are supposed to be shorter or some shit. Like, I get it that my mount is older. It is kind of messing up my rubber. I got to be careful. I don't want to lose that. Alright, so today we're just going to check out 2 little trails. To scope them out and see if they're potentially good for expansion next season. Alright, first little trail. Whoa, little double switch back, another jump. That's like super loose. Shit, man. Oh my God. That's no joke. That was fun. That was a good challenge. That was a fun little challenge. That's a really good place to learn your cornering, not just because the corners are so hard, because those little jumps after, you are going to want to hit those corners well to be rewarded by actually clearing and getting some air on those jumps instead of basically rolling them. So let's climb back up and find the second mini trail. All right. Mini trail number 2. Kind of going straight down right now. Hopefully it turns a bit. It looks like there's a couple ways to cross, maybe. That way kind of looks like it goes all the way the wrong way. And that way goes down, but let's experiment a little. Ow! How did that still hit my nose? I got full face and goggles. Oh, this definitely went the wrong way. Huh. Well, that seemed like the wrong one, and it was pretty mellow. I could probably climb up that. Gonna see if I can find the one I was looking for. This is the only one I'm seeing. And we're back into the normal line. There's an extra something different right here. I'm not sure if it's really a valid line or not. It's just like a weird twisty line that shortcuts the same. I think I'm on a trail. I don't even know. I don't know, man. That was... We're just scouting and exploring, but that wasn't interesting. We'll get a mini pop on the last jump and then go home. That was a fun little exploration mission. So that one's clearly not, I don't know if I call it an abandoned trail, but it's clearly not a developed trail that people are riding. And it's got all the vegetation on it, it's loose. It doesn't have any real flow, especially the fact that I couldn't find where it starts naturally. The first one was very good, but it's on the other side of the hill with no other trails, so for me it's kind of cool because I ride to the trail, so I can just hit it. But if you're parking on the other side of the hill, I don't know if you're gonna
you're not gonna ride over just for that. So the first line is like fine, that's good. I don't really want to touch it. Just want to ride it and learn how to do it correctly, top to bottom. The second trail, the way it goes, I'm not too compelled by it necessarily, like the flow. Ironically, the incorrect trail I went on, that went off to the left, I think maybe next season we'll take a look at that and see what we can do to make it better, because I really like the grade of it, the way it went down the trail naturally, so I won't have to like divert or do anything too weird to it. I'm resting for my next trail. I'm going to try to demonstrate kind of what I mean with the clip, but with one hand here. So we've unclipped it, we're in the slot, pull out, and that's how wide it is. And then once it's at its max width, you push the rubber in to take up that space. Now, it doesn't do much, it just keeps it clean really, but so to make sure we can flip it back in, we flip our rubber out, line up our slot, push and get max width. You can see it's like flush with the chin mount. And it's, you know, it's quite good. It slots in well, but it's not fully extended. It's still a little bit pinched, and we can't get this. I mean, I tried jamming it in for a little while, and you know, it's clearly not going to work, so I'm not going to try to force it anymore and like damage any different part of it. But so it just rests like that now. And if you took this height of the overall chin mount of that slot and just decreased it by like literally a millimeter, 2 millimeter, the company will have to iterate on that a couple times. You get it nice and flush, so it could extend all the way and put that in. But I don't know if the new mounts have it. I'm assuming they do, because it's a cool little nice feature, but you know, it could use just a tiny bit of refinement.